Hello, folks. Today I'm going to look at the list of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Well, maybe as not of all time, maybe at this current moment. Um, yeah, because I just wanted to do it. So at number 10, I would put Citizen Kane, a very classic look into the entirety of the life of a singular man. And it's a very interesting piece of film. Very well written, very carefully shot, and well directed by Orson Welles, of course. A very classic film. I know a lot of people today consider it boring by today's standards, but every time I watch it, I appreciate it just as much as everyone else did back then. So that's my number 10. At number 9, I would put, if I can grab it, some of these I have, some of these I don't have. I put Halloween 3, which is my favorite Halloween movie. It used to be the original, but I realized I kind of appreciate and love this one a lot more. Now, the reason for that is because of its very strange, very of its time quality. It's very, it's, it's very much an 80s anthology horror, 80s horror film. Very unique concept for back then, especially. Um, Effects are pretty good. The cinematography is great. Just like most. Yeah, Carpenter did not direct this, but he produced this, and you can tell that he had his involvement. Very good movie. I wouldn't put it any higher than that, but it's just as great. Now at number 8, if I can grab it right here, I would put my favorite Tim Burton movie, which used to be Beetlejuice, but was replaced by Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, which is my favorite Tim Burton movie. Also my favorite movie starring Johnny Depp. Um, Starring Johnny Depp as the main star, at least. It is an excellent musical. Very well written, very well shot. The acting is very good, but I think the cinematography, the stylings, and the way it's laid out is just incredible, incredibly well made. And I highly recommend Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. At number where are we at 7? Yeah, number 7, I had put Candyman, which is my second favorite Clive Barker movie. Well, Clive Barker based movie. Um, that's a hint for later. Um, Excellent classic movie. Something really more I can say about this besides one of the best soundtracks in any film I've ever seen in my life. Um, and also so just iconic imagery. Just the way that Tony Todd plays the Candyman and the friggin' Fumilators. The other characters are very good. The lore, the idea builds up of this thing could possibly just be a myth, and maybe everyone's just going mad insane. Maybe the main character is insane and stuff like that. And also the tackling the themes of racism and stuff like that. Just friggin' excellent classic film. Classic film, in my opinion. And at number 6, I would put Big Trouble in Little China by John Carpenter. That is my favorite Carpenter movie. Still is, still will always be my favorite Carpenter movie. Listen, I still haven't seen Prince of Darkness. I still haven't seen Mouth of Madness. That could change if I watch those. And, I haven't watched They Live either. But out of all the Carpenter movies I've seen, Big Trouble in Little China takes a top spot, mainly just for how crazy bizarre it is, and it just has stuff I like. The weird samurai kind of movies, weird fantasy, strange, bizarro, strangeness things. Weirdness is just a action-filled weirdness, and I love it. I love it. It's incredible. Um, It's incredibly a lot of fun. It's and a lot of the scenes are probably some of the craziest action scenes I've ever seen in any movie of its vein, at least. I've seen probably crazier action scenes in other crazy movies, but for that vein, it's one of the craziest. It's just incredible. Number 5, I would put. I was debating which science fiction classic of all time is better, but but since I had to go with I just had to put this was the top 5 are very, very hard to put in order. At number 5, I would put 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke, because he wrote the damn thing. It's based on his books. But 2001: A Space Odyssey is a science fiction all-time classic and masterpiece. It may seem slow-paced today, but the cinematography the name motion picture. This is a motion picture. I wouldn't call this a movie. I'd call this a motion picture. This is an incredibly stellar, classic, all-time science fiction epic about space. The way they capture space is insane for 1968, and the way it's shot as well as the it still looks good is the thing. It came out in 1968. It looks like it's just made today. It looks like you know that Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. That it looks just like that, except to be even a bit better than that somehow. Well, maybe the monkey suits have not aged as well, but in comparison, the state of the art for its time, and those monkeys looked controversial opinion. Those monkeys look a lot better than the monkeys in Planet of the Apes in the original. I'm sorry, but I just think that's true. And I'm seeing a lot of people agree lately. Thank you. But yes, 2001: Space Odyssey would be number 5, and number 4, I put the cyberpunkian classic, Ridley Scott's classic. Once I say Ridley Scott, you know it's gonna be not Alien, not Prometheus, but since it's cyberpunkian, there's only one contender: Blade Runner, the final cut, to be exact, because there's multiple versions of the movie, and the only version you should watch is the final cut because it's the correct version, and the sequel follows, and the sequel is amazing as well. Blade Runner, the final cut, is an incredible cyberpunkian epic it's an epic, dark, dreary film. Also kind of like a motion picture, except there is more like metaphors and different ideas in the story, and it does have more answers and questions. Though there is the big question, which is the ending, that people still question to this day, and Ridley Scott hasn't officially confirmed, but Harrison Ford can't confirm either, because it's epic. Every time I watch this movie, I'm put in like a trance. You watch this movie, 2001 and Blade Runner, as slow as they are, you should watch them at nighttime, because they're very much movies that put you in a trance. But Blade Runner, especially, the classic soundtrack, awesome soundtrack. The acting is very friggin' good. Just incredible movie. Incredible. Number 4. And number 3, I would put Hellraiser by Clive Barker. And Clive Barker's Hellraiser is just horror classic. It's probably the best horror movie of all time. If I'm being completely blunt. Now, I know, for honorable mentions, there is another Clive Barker movie, that being Nightbreed, the director's cut. I've never seen the Cabal cut, or the Ultimate Cabal cut. Even then, I think the director's cut would be the best, because that's Clive Barker's, that's his cut. That's his story. And that's the story you want to see, his version. Excellent, as well. But Hellraiser is just something. It's one of those, again. It's one of those strange nighttime movies you have to see at night. It's an immersive experience of terror. You're diving into this world of darkness, essentially. And there's the some of the most violent, gory death scenes I've ever seen in a mainstream horror film. I mean, Evil Dead existed, but that was more indie at the time. But it's a dark movie. It's a dark movie, but excellent, excellent, excellent movie. You gotta see this film if you gotta see this film if you like horror. If horror is not your thing, then Hellraiser would terrify the living hell out of you. That's no pun intended. It would raise the hell out of you. But it's shockingly it's a spectacle of terror. I don't even want to describe it because there's not actually that much to describe because it only takes place basically in one place for almost the entire movie. But it's just incredible. Number 2, my second favorite movie of all time. This will never change. Mad Max. I think the first one's the best one. I like Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, Fury Road, but this one's the best. This one is the Mad Max movie. I don't care if Road Warrior was your childhood flick. I don't care if Beyond Thunderdome may be the better one writing-wise, which really isn't true. And I don't care if Fury Road is the big spectacle it is. This one is the best, in my opinion. Now, I see why people would like Road Warrior and Fury Road better, because it is more paced in a different way. It's more fast-paced. But this one, it's another, dystopian, future crime thriller epic. It's just fucking, excuse my language there, but it's just epic. There's no other kind of movie like this. There is and by that I mean there's rip-offs of this. There's movies before this that are kind of similar to this, but there's no movie that's like Mad Max. It's a very story. The ending as well is one of the best endings in film history ever. I don't want to ruin it for you. It's an amazing movie. And number 1, my favorite movie, probably movie series. I don't have the whole set because I still need to get part 4 and part 5. There's a hint. Phantasm 1, 2, 3 Lord of the Dead, 4 Oblivion, 5 Ravager. My favorite movie series of all time. Now you realize I put this above Mad Max, Hellraiser, 2001, Blade Runner, Citizen Kane, Candyman, Sweeney Todd, and all this stuff. But Big Trouble in Little China. Yet I still think this one's my favorite movie of all time. And there's no real way of explaining it other than it's like a comfort movie. If you know what I mean. I mean it is like this horror science fiction dark fantasy thing, but every time I watch it, I just you get immersed with these characters. You get immersed with these characters in this storyline in this world. It's just a masterpiece in my opinion. I don't think there's a movie that quite matches the style of Phantasm in my opinion. I'm just and there's and the fact that these movies it's a consistent arc, it's a consistent story all the way through. You know, people like the first one, but they hate the sequels or something like that, or they like the first one, hate part 2, love part 3, 4, 5, or they love the first 4, hate part 5, or they don't even like the first one at all and like the sequels for action. But no, I think the character development, the directing, especially on the first one, the cinematography, amazing, amazing, and the effects don't hold up as well, but you can look past that because these movies are excellent. Excellent movies. I love them. They're my favorite movies of all time. Um, yeah, it's just incredible. No, anyways, yeah, that's my top 10 and a little message. I'm very sorry to miss a bunch of you folks not doing too well. Sorry, Mr. Miles, Mr. Ahab, Goontag, and them. Very sorry. I'm not doing too well lately. Kind of trying to get over some issues right now. And, there's a lot of problems in my life going on, really, and yeah. Yeah, sorry to you folks. I'm not doing too well. It's kind of showing in the content. I recently just told Miles kind of what happened to me, and I'm afraid I upset the poor guy. And I'm very sorry, folks. I'm very, very sorry. Uh, I don't. I'm hoping to get better later this year. I don't know if I will or not, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next video is going to be top 10 favorite video games of all time.